Hi there, my name is Jessica. I'm your yoga instructor for today. It's going to be a great class if you just really need to get out of your mind and into your body. If you want to relax your ass and soften your heart, this is a class for you. We're going to start with a nice strong standing sequence and end softly on the mat. So grab your mat, grab your water, put your phone on silence, and let's get started. So for today's class, we're going to get started seated. Find a comfortable seat. You can have your legs extended if cross-legged doesn't feel good. This is a good place to have a blanket right up underneath the seat or a block even, just to give you a little elevation. That's gonna help you sit up a little bit taller. I've got one underneath my seat here. So we will need that blanket if you're choosing to use that, and then I'm gonna be using 2 blocks in the practice today, and that's all we're gonna need. So let's start with a moment here of quiet, of stillness to kind of settle in and to set the tone and the intention for our movement today. So settle into your seat and maybe drop your gaze down or close the eyes. Notice how you're breathing in this moment. Notice the way your shoulders are. And start to invite some softness into the body through the breath. And as you start to tap into the breath and slowly deepen and expand that breath, I want to give you a reminder that through our movement today, I am just a guide. Unfortunately, I can't see you there in your living room, which could be a good thing. But if at any time any of the movements that I suggest don't feel right in your body, please, please, please take ownership of your practice, make modifications and changes as needed. And just remind yourself that your practice is valid no matter how you're moving today. So take that to the heart. One big deep inhale together here. Softening through the belly, letting the stomach expand to take the breath, relaxing the shoulders away from the head, and exhaling, settling down, grounding deeper into your sits bones, into the earth. Allow any expression you might have on your face to kind of melt down to the mat. Palms can be open or closed down. And as we take these last couple of breaths here to ground ourselves, give yourself a little smile, just a little bit of encouragement. Give yourself space to mess up, to get it wrong, to reset even. One big deep breath here together and sigh it out. Very good. So let's come out of this seat, whatever seat we're in. If you're sitting up on a prop, let's just slide over to the side right here, and we're gonna come into a bound angle. So we're gonna stay seated, and we're gonna bring the soles of our feet to touch close together. Knees come out, and you can bring your hands to the ankles here, or if it feels good to interlace them underneath the feet, you can certainly do that. We're just gently getting into the hips, gentle opening. So sit up nice and tall, get your hands in position, relax the shoulders. We'll take a few breaths here. And if you're feeling a little bit unstable or odd here, just kind of scoot to one side, move the flesh underneath your thighs off and out of the way so your sits bones are nice and connected to the ground that you're sitting on. And that should feel a little more stable here. So we'll take a few more breaths here, noticing what's going on in the hips. You know, if the hips are feeling really tight here, slide the feet away a little bit. If you don't feel anything, bring them in a little bit closer to the body. And if it feels good, start to kind of bring the head towards the toes, bring the torso down. Maybe the elbows come into the inner thighs or knees. And just breathe. One of the coolest things about working out at home is you can breathe heavy. You can breathe heavy. You don't have to worry about looking cute or sounding like really in a weird place next to somebody else in class. So breathe as dramatically and as heavily as you want here. In fact, I encourage it. A few more breaths like this. Maybe sink a little bit deeper down for the last breath here. Inside out. Very good. Let's come back to a neutral position. And from here, we're going to meet in tabletop. So hands and knees, take your time. So this is another great place for your blanket. If you know that your knees are tender, please support your body here. I am on some hard floor, so I'm going to bring a blanket right up underneath my knees. And the knees are about hip-width distance apart. Shoulders stacked on top of the elbows, stacked on top of the wrists. If you have pain in the wrists here, you can walk your wrists up a little bit more further ahead of you. And we'll find a nice neutral spine here in tabletop position, relaxing the tops of the feet down to the mat. Look between the palms here, and on an inhale, drop your belly down and tilt that pelvis back. Gaze comes forward. Really elongate through the spine. And on the exhale, round through the spine. Chin to chest, tuck the pelvis under. Press the shoulders up towards the sky. Inhale, come back in for cow pose, look straight ahead. And exhale, round through the spine, really pressing the shoulders up, dropping the crown of the head down. You can find some movement here if it feels good. We'll find one more round here. And exhale, really rounding through. And on the exhale here, let's hold it. You want to really think of your rib cage coming into your pelvis for like a little hug. Full breath here. And exhale, back to a neutral spine. So we're going to walk the hands a little bit closer to the body here, coming to stand on the knees, and we're preparing for a lunge variation. So in my body, I like to bring my hands to my waist, step my knees a little bit closer together, and then I like to visualize where my foot is going to step forward. So we're going to find a place on the mat where we think our foot is going to line up, or where approximately it should. Take a breath, focus on that spot, make that your drishti. And on your exhale, we're going to shift into the left knee and step forward with the right leg. So we've got this variation on a lunge here. So take a few moments and settle in. I like to interlace my hands on the tops of my knee here and just kind of acclimate to this position. A couple of breaths here, and as you start to open up, maybe you send your hips a little bit closer. You bring the hips forward and down a little bit. This is a really good place to grab your blocks. I'm going to grab a couple here. And maybe frame the foot or bring the hands on the inside of the foot. And exhale, start to shift the hips back to neutral and then all the way back for a half split or a runner stretch. So from here, the heel is kind of digging down into the ground, the toes are flexed up, and I'm gonna take this right hip and bring it back a little bit to extend the muscles behind that right leg. What your spine is doing here is totally up to you. You can keep it nice and long and tall like this. You can come down, framing that foot or on your props, yogi's choice. But we'll take one more breath and shift back into that lunge, just like we started. And breathe. And relax the face. We'll take another breath here and come back to center, stepping the right foot back, coming back to the knees, and regrouping here. Take a big breath, sigh it out, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So visualize here where you want that foot to step forward. Take a big inhale, and exhale, step it through. Find your variation on this side, and really approach each side without expectation. What feels good on the other side might not feel good on the side, And again, it's fine. This is not a competition. This is all about feeling good in the body that you're in right now. Big inhale here, and exhale to start to find the half splits on this opposite side. Shift the hips back, dig that front heel down, toes flex up, hip comes back. Get nice and strong here. And inhale, shift back for that lunge. Ooh. On your next breath in, step back. Come back onto the knees, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. And we're gonna come back down to tabletop position and work our way up from the mat from here. So if you have any props in the way, let's set them off to the side here. And come back to tabletop position, planting the hands down nice and firmly. Look at the fingertips. We want the fingertips to be pointing north of the mat, so straight up. There's space between each finger here. Curl the toes under, look directly between the palms. Take a big inhale, and exhale for downward dog. Lift the knees off the mat. Shift the weight back into the balls of the feet towards the heels. Relax the neck and the shoulders. Maybe pedal it out here, maybe bend into one knee and then the other knee. And again, get dramatic with the breath. This is some heavy lifting. It doesn't matter what body you're in, this is a lot of work. So if you need to breathe deep, breathe deep. I encourage it. Just a few more breaths here, pedaling it out before we make our way to a forward fold. Letting any stress that you're carrying around just roll off the back, right into the ground. Look forward on an inhale, bend through the knees, and exhale, slowly step or crawl or float your way to the front of the mat for forward fold. Take a few breaths here, relaxing. Hands on blocks is really nice and supportive here if you need that. And relax the neck and the head. I know you're looking at me on the screen. You don't need to see anything here. Be in your practice, be in your body, relax the neck, relax the gaze. As long as you're breathing, as long as you're here with intention, you're practicing perfectly. Halfway lift. Next inhale, hands to the knees. Lift that torso up and really extend and grow through the spine all the way through the crown of the head. Exhale here, fold forward. And on the next inhale, swoop the arms down and back, find chair pose. Sit the booty back, bend through the knees, reach the arms up here. Exhale, fold forward once again. Nice and slow. And inhale, lift all the way up. Upward salute, bend through the knees, lift through the heels. Hands to heart center, big exhale. Let's bring the hands down to the side from here. We're gonna get into our super fun standing sequence from here. So on your next inhale, we're gonna reach back with our left foot. Big step back, as big as you can make it. And the knife edge of your left foot is gonna be parallel with the side of your mat. Front knee is gonna bend. And take a moment to get your grounding together here, get your feet placed in the right direction. Generally, heel to heel alignment works, but if that's not it for you today, make some more space between the legs. Bend into that front knee, and we're gonna open the arms up. Fingers reach in opposite directions. Relax the shoulders down. So you really wanna feel like this muscle right up underneath your armpit is really holding the arms up. Gaze comes over the middle finger and the front hand. And we're going to start to leave the bottom of your body the same. So stay stationary at the bottom. Reach forward with your fingertips. Somebody has $1,000 bills right just beyond your reach. So reach, 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 reach. And reverse your warrior. Back hand to back thigh. Front arm reaches up. Next inhale, we're going to bring the front arm to the top of the right thigh. Reach up and over with the opposite arm. Breathe here. And then on the next inhale, bring your gaze down if it's not already there. You're going to lengthen through this front leg. So slowly straighten that leg. And we're going to extend this arm down. Now, again, great place for a block to bring the ground a little bit closer and to give you some stability. And maybe the gaze comes up, which is quite challenging. Maybe it comes down. Maybe you're looking at me. Hi. Hang out wherever you are and take a few more breaths and really extend through that front leg and think of lifting this top hip up towards the sky. So maybe there's a string here and you're just reaching with this top arm to lift that up. Do you feel that? I feel it. Next breath, we're going to come back to warrior two. So really anchoring in through this front foot, bend through that knee, come back to your warrior two here. Hands to the waist, big exhale, and we're going to find this on the other side. So shift that front toe to face me. Let's take a block if you're using it to travel to the other side, and the back foot becomes the front foot. So we're just switching sides here. Get your alignment together. Bring the arms out when you're ready. Open the chest up. Think of, a broomstick behind your shoulder blades. Get nice and broad here. Reach, reach, reach. Maybe there's little kittens over there. Whatever your heart desires, $1,000 bills, kittens, gold watches. I don't know what you want. Take one more breath. And then exhale, extended side angle, front arm to front thigh, reach up and over. Spiral that rib cage up towards the sky. And remember, the gaze can come wherever feels grounding for you today. Next inhale, we're going to start to extend through this front leg. So bring it nice and straight and reach down towards the ground. You can bring this hand to your waist here or up towards the sky. And just like with the other side, we want this top hip to come up. So really press into that front leg and lift that hip up. Next inhale, warrior two again. Press into that front thigh and that front knee. Open the shoulders up. And hands to the waist here. Let's bring the feet a little bit closer together, but keep them slightly wide. So heels in, toes out slightly. And we're going to find a goddess squat here just briefly. So bring the hands to the tops of the thighs. I like to press the thighs down and then bring that thigh meat back to create some space. And just take a moment to find a little wide squat here. Hands can stay on the knees and then lift up. Big inhale here. Exhale, hands to the waist. Let's step towards the front of the mat and reset here. Shake it out. And we'll get right back into it. Upward salute. Take a big breath. Reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Relax the neck. Halfway lift here. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sit the booty back, reach the arms up. Nobody likes this pose, I swear. So if you're like, why? You're not alone. Exhale, fold forward. You made it. Next, inhale, upward salute. Reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. From here, let's continue on. Inhale, step back with the left foot. And And we're gonna find a warrior one from here. So instead of having the back foot at an angle, the toes are gonna be more of the northwest corner of your mat. So instead of the foot being like this, you're gonna bring the toes forward slightly. Hips are gonna be squared off towards the front of the mat. We're feeling nice and strong through the legs here from that sequence we just did. So this should feel like a piece of cake, maybe a little cupcake, slice of pie, whatever you like. Reach the arms up, bend through that front knee. So if that back calf feels in distress, it's feeling stressed out, just lift the heel up and we'll find a lunge. But if we can place that heel down, let's sit it down and find our warrior one. Play with this space here, play with your balance. Try bringing the shoulders back and the chest forward. Maybe the gaze comes up. Big inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to fold forward. Take your time. Again, straighten through that front leg. Bring the hands down. Again, check in with the back foot. If this back calf or leg feels funny, that needs a little support, step the foot in just a little bit. Take some of the intensity out of the stretch here. And again, pull that knee back on that front leg. Spine is long. Blocks are here for support. Maybe you're using books or water bottles. Maybe you're using cans of baked beans. It really doesn't matter. Take a few more breaths here, nice and strong. Maybe surrender the chest and the head down towards the kneecap. And on an exhale, we're gonna step forward. So take your time. Nice big step forward, forward fold. Big inhale here and exhale. Fold deeper. Halfway lift here on an inhale. Again, shoulders away from the head, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, melt down. You know where we're going next, everybody's favorite place. Inhale, chair pose. Sit that booty back, bend through the knees. Maybe squeeze the thighs together, so heel toe the feet a little closer. Squeeze the thighs, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now we're gonna pivot to the other side of the mat here. So we'll step back again with the left foot and shift to find our warrior one on the other side. So once you got your footing together, take your time here, bend into that front knee, reach the arms up. Square those hips off to the front, check in with the back heel. Maybe find some depth here, maybe not. Your practice, your body, your choice. And exhale, we'll find our intense side angle here. Again, if we need to bring the feet a little closer together, this is your opportunity. Always check in. Spine is long here. That front leg is strong, that knee is pulling back, that back heel is supporting you. On your next inhale, slowly lift up, back to warrior one. Exhale, hands to the waist. Let's come towards the middle of the mat here. Bring the arms open. We're looking for like a 5-pointed star shape here. Gaze comes down. Really revel in the beating heart that you have right now, the sensations on your skin, the sense of grounding and anchoring you feel through the lower body. We're nice and strong there now. One more big breath here, big inhale. And exhale, hands to the waist. Step back towards the front of the mat. Shake out the legs a little bit. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, bring the hands down. We'll find a downward facing dog here. Or you can come down to your knees if this isn't it for you today. If you are in downward facing dog with me, let's come down onto the knees and then find a seat from here. So you can sit with your legs extended nice and long here. So knees are long, we're sitting up nice and tall. Let's bend through that right leg. So right sole of the foot comes down onto the mat. And we're gonna take the right arm, or left, depending on what side you're facing. And we're gonna press this leg away as we bend over or twist over to the opposite side. So left hand or opposite arm comes behind you, pressing the knee away. And breathe. Come back to center here. We'll extend through both legs, shake out the knees a little bit, and we're gonna find that same twist on the other side. So bending through the opposite leg, pressing away with the same arm, and twisting in the opposite direction. A block underneath your hand can feel very supportive to bring the ground a little closer. And breathe into the twist. Very good. Come back to center here. Let's extend through both legs and shake it out just for a moment. Bring the hands behind you. Let's bring both feet onto the mat or into the ground, and then just drop the knees over to one side. Find a little twist for deer pose. Come back to center here, and we'll switch to the other side. So knees up, soles of the feet down, and then drop the knees over to the opposite side. And you can stay seated up like I am, or you can kind of fold yourself over. Very good. We're going to come back to center. Stay seated here. Soles of the feet on the ground. Bring the knees into the body, and we're slowly going to roll ourselves down. So take your time, take a big breath here, and exhale, round through the spine, and slowly lower yourself all the way back. And extend the legs. Head comes down. Find your Shavasana here. Allow your body to sink into the earth. We take a few moments in stillness and silence to end our class together. Start to think of your thoughts in two different categories. You're going to think of the curious thoughts, the radical thoughts, the maybe even psychedelic thoughts in one category, and then the mundane, the anxious-ridden, the busy thoughts in another category. Let those busy thoughts sink to the bottom. And with your next breath in, give levity to those curious thoughts. Let them rise to the top. Let this energy that you've built up, this heat that we've built together, the strength that we've built together in your body, fuel this curiosity. And let us start to breathe some awareness back into our bodies. And encourage some gentle movements in your fingers and your toes. Take a big breath collectively together to unite us and everybody else practicing yoga through time and space. Inside out here. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.